Gamers, it is time for episode number 18 of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. In the last episode, we got to the part of the trial where it's the December 27th, and now we are going to be doing the day December 27th. The day is happening right now.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Very well, apparently the prosecution's also ready.
Who's the judge here anyway?
Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement. Very well, no opening statements, so...
Objection! Not so fast, Judge. I was taking a meaningful pause before speaking.
Right, of course, jackass.
A prediction. Today's trial will end 3 minutes from now.
Order, order! Mr. Von Karma, the fuck are you talking about?
Do I have... I got my data. Yeah, my fucking throat is hurting, so I'm taking some cough medicine. Oh my god. Look how gross this shit is.
Bah! Must you question everything? It will be over in 3 minutes. We have no time to waste. I'll call my witness now.
Right!
I call my witness, my decisive witness, to the stand.
It's that mysterious boat shop owner.
Witness, state your profession.
I tried to take a long pause between recording, but it's hard.
I'm the proprietor of the restaurant, the Wet Noodle at Gourd Lake. I also rent boats.
The night of the incident, you were in the boat rental shop, correct?
Yep, I was.
Please testify.
Wait a second. We still haven't heard who this old guy is. Objection. Wait a minute. The witness hasn't stated his name yet.
Objection! Because I did not ask him.
Wait, we don't know his name.
That's because I didn't ask. Mr. Wright, bah! I have predicted this trial will end in 3 minutes. Stop asking trivial questions and cooperate.
Yeah, right.
The witness will state his name.
The judge is fed up today.
Well, I'm not really sure, yep.
What do you mean?
My memory.
Your Honor, the witness does not remember anything beyond the last several years. Ergo, he cannot recall his own name.
He can't recall, you say?
Yes, but the incident in question took place 3 days ago. He can testify.
Very well. Let's hear his testimony then, shall we? Witness?
That's not how that works. You could just tell him his name.
It was the night of the 24th, just after midnight, yep. I was in the restaurant where I rent boats per usual. Then I heard a bang, yep. When I looked out the window, I saw a boat just floating on the lake. Then I heard another bang. Just about then, the boat comes back to shore and a man walks by my window.
Very well. I'd like to begin the cross-examination.
Objection! There's nothing to question in my witness's testimony. Ergo, no need for cross-examination. Besides, there are only 10 seconds left before our 3 minutes are up. Judge, your verdict now.
Yes, Mr. Wright.
What are you saying? Of course I'll cross-examine the witness.
Very well, you may begin. Excuse me, Mr. Von Karma?
3 minutes just passed.
I see. Well then, let's just take our time. You may cross-examine the
What was the point of that? It's like a Family Guy gag. You know what I mean? Like they do like a fucking like at the beginning of the episode, they'll open with something completely unrelated to like the main plot. Alright, I'm pressing everything. Fuck you. Just after midnight, you say?
Yep, just around then.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure, yep.
When I talked to you yesterday, you were rather vague about the time. Surprised you seem so sure about it today.
Objection! I asked him and he remembered. Isn't that right?
Don't glare at me like that. I remembered it clearly, I did, Up.
You see? Continue.
Well, I don't believe you. Because I'm right, though. I'm right. You saw me be right, though. You saw me be right about that shit. Nah, I'm not giving up on that shit. I know what they want me. I know they want me to press everything. I'm sorry, though. Oh my fucking god. Alright, you know, fine. I'll press everything. I'll press everything. Fine. Fucking Christ. I gotta mute my shit. Some bullshit's going on. Is there anyone who can verify that?
Well, I guess Polly could.
That's not good enough for the court of law.
Mr. Wright, exactly what's not good enough?
Your Honor, this Polly is a parrot.
A parrot?
Don't be so hard on that girl, Keithy boy.
Keith?
Objection! The prosecution concedes that we cannot prove the witness was in the shop. Witness, please continue.
Yeah, that doesn't help at all. And where did this bang seem to come from?
From the lake, I figure.
Are you certain?
Yup.
Good. Continue.
Was there someone in the boat?
It was pretty far out there. I couldn't see clearly. But I figure there was 2 men out there, yup.
But you couldn't see them clearly.
Yup, at the time, that is.
At the time. I heard another bang. Holy. So you heard 2 gunshots total.
Yup.
That's what Lana said in her testimony yesterday. Alright, so this is the last one. By your window.
Yup, by my window. Right outside the window of my little shack.
And you could see the man's face.
Well, the fog was pretty darn thick, but he was right there in front of me. I saw him.
This is a rather important detail. Please add it to your testimony.
Tisk, tisk, tisk.
I have a bad feeling about this. Okay.
That man was the defendant. He was saying, I can't believe he's dead.
I'm pressing that first and foremost. Are you sure? Uh-oh. Dad.
Dad's hurting, Keith. He said, I can't believe he's dead as he was walking by, too.
Witness, are you sure that the person you saw was Miles Edgeworth?
It was him, that Edgeworth boy.
This sounds like decisive evidence indeed. I see no room for doubt.
Von Karma. He lured me into cross-examining so he could set me up for a fall.
Tisk, tisk, tisk.
Nick, I don't like the way things are going here. Everyone in the courtroom is glaring at us.
I better act quick, or this trial's gonna be over. Objection! Your Honor, we proved in yesterday's trial that it could not have been Edgeworth who fired that gun.
Objection! Mr. Wright, are you referring to the fingerprints from Edgeworth's right hand found on the gun, and the photograph showing the man firing with his left hand?
Exactly.
That is easily explainable. He could have wiped his prints after he fired. You're ignoring the truth of the matter here. Everything in this witness's testimony is true.
I just lost in a thought. What should I do? Raise an objection. Just keep it running, keep it running. Your Honor, this witness claims that Edgeworth said, I can't believe he's dead, but his words are all we have. If he were telling a lie...
Objection! Mr. Wright, in the court of law, the evidence tells all. Apparently, you've yet to realize this basic fact. If you say his testimony is a lie, show us proof.
Nick, do we have evidence?
It's no good. There's nothing I can do.
Are you sure?
To be honest, I don't know what to do anymore.
Please. Can you hear me, sis? Please. We need your help. Nick needs you.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. 3 minutes was perhaps too high in expectation. However, 15 minutes isn't bad. This must be a new record.
Enough! The witness may leave the stand. This court sees no further reason to prolong the trial, nor is there any need for more time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts.
What? No!
This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, guilty!
Wait, did I just lose?
The accused will surrender to the court immediately to be held pending trial at a higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. This court is adjourned.
Did I just lose? Who's that?
Wait!
Who was that just now?
Me!
Wait!
Me!
Larry!
What are you doing here?
Listen! You gotta listen to me! I was there in the park on the night of the murder! I wasn't sure about it till just yesterday, but I remembered it!
Remembered what?
A gunshot! I heard it too!
Order!
Objection! What is the meaning of this? The verdict has been decided. I call for adjournment.
One moment, Mr. Von Karma. So, you say you heard a gunshot?
Yeah, I did! A gunshot that night! I was sitting here in the audience listening to the testimony. Then I realized something he said was different from what I remember. Anyhow, I can't just sit here and let you call Edgy a murderer. It's just not right. I'll testify. Let me testify.
Order! Order! Well, this is the first time something has happened like this in my court. I'm not quite sure how to proceed.
Judge, you've already given your decision. The trial is over.
Nick, this is it. Larry's given us one final chance at this.
She's right. If only it wasn't Larry. He could make things even worse.
Mr. Edgeworth was just declared guilty, Nick. It doesn't get any worse.
You're right. Okay. Your Honor, if there's another witness, it's our duty to hear him speak. Right here, right now.
A waste of time. The verdict cannot be overturned.
Allow me to speak my opinion. In all court proceedings, it is our duty to prevent an inaccurate verdict. In order to make sure no mistake has been made, every witness should be heard.
What is this?
I withdraw my previous verdict of guilty.
No way. Larry to the rescue?
Mr. Von Karma, I order you to call this new witness to testify. Now!
What?
The court will adjourn for a 5-minute recess. After that, we will hear this new witness. Court is adjourned.
Yo, the judge is on business today. December 27th, 10:28 a.m. Ooh, that was too close. Sorry to keep you on the edge of your seat like that, Edgeworth.
I've seen worse.
Yeah, right, Edgeworth, you're sweating bullets.
I just wonder what Larry plans to say in there.
Larry was at the lake that night?
Yes. He said he went looking for the steel samurai balloon that flew into the lake.
Oh, right. And he found the balloon in the air tank that night.
Yeah. Hey, Edgeworth.
Huh? You say something right?
Yeah, a lot of things. You seem out of it. What's wrong?
It's nothing.
Mr. Edgeworth, there's something I've been meaning to ask you.
What's that?
Why are your fingerprints on the murder weapon?
Oh.
When he fell into the lake, I went into a daze. I couldn't understand what had happened. I couldn't think straight. Then I saw the pistol lying on the floor of the boat in front of me. I picked it up without thinking. I didn't have a reason, really.
I see.
Right. Yeah? This might be our chance. Our chance? Von Karma has only ever run perfect trials. Perfect trials? Perfectly prepared witnesses, perfectly complete evidence. That's the secret to his success. This is the first time he's ever had to deal with something unexpected. He has to let someone he hasn't even talked to testify before the court. And that someone is Larry. What are you getting at? It's likely his testimony will be full of holes, right?
That's right, Nick. No 10-minute trial this time. We'll milk this one for all it's worth.
Hey, it was 15 minutes. 15. Everything's on Larry now. Yo, nah, Larry comes clutch. Larry comes clutch, bro. Look at his stance. He's ready. He is unbothered.
Court is now back in session. Witness, please testify to the court about everything that you saw on the night of December 24th.
Right, leave it to me. Please, Larry, don't mess this one up. I hate to admit it, but you're our last chance. Von Karma didn't even have time to prep his witness. Just hope Edgeworth is right about this being our big break. I mean, yeah, it's a bit of a wild card. That night, I was out in the boat in the lake. A boat in the lake. I was looking for something and I found it. So I quietly slipped the boat back to the rental shop dock. Then, just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home.
That was an unusually vague testimony, even for this court. In any case, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
What's wrong, Nick?
It's Larry. I have no idea what he's going to say if I press him. I'm a little scared.
Well, we've come this far. There's no way to go it forward, Nick.
That's a good point. That's a good point, bro. There's no way to go but forward. I'm pressing him on everything, Doug.
Something wrong, Mr. Wright?
There were so many things wrong, I don't know where to begin. Well, okay, first of all, what time was it? Oh, it was after 11 when I went out on the boat. By that time, everyone had gone home for the night, so I waited until the coast was clear, so to speak. And why were you out in a boat on such a late hour? Looking for something? Yeah.
Mr. Butz, what was it that you were looking for?
Objection! What the witness was searching for is irrelevant. Most likely he was hunting for this Gordy.
That's surprisingly close to the truth in a sense.
This is all irrelevant. Let's get it over with.
I know what I gotta do. I know what I gotta do. I know what I gotta do. I know what I gotta do, bro. Wait a sec, Larry. What? You only heard one bang. Are you sure? That's what I said. But Miss Lotta Hart testified yesterday that she heard 2 bangs. And the old man just now said the same thing. They both heard 2 gunshots that night. Oh. Were you even listening? Were you paying attention at all to what they said? Yo, Nick, please. Huh? You know, something's been bothering me. I'm a witness, see? I'm like a customer here. So you gotta treat me nice and stuff, okay? He really said, I'm a customer. You gotta treat me with respect.
Mr. Butz?
What?
You only heard 1 gunshot. Are you sure?
Oh, well, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure. Not sure? How could you not be sure? Yeah, well, I might have missed the other gunshot. I was listening to something else. Something else? My radio, dude, with my headphones. What?
Order! Order! And stop that booing! Mr. Butz, you were listening to the radio with your headphones.
Yeah, so what? That's a crime? I listen to my radio. Everyone listens to the radio. What's the big deal?
Mr. Von Karma, your opinion?
Waste of time. I do not accept this witness nor his shoddy testimony.
Well, Mr. Wright, should he continue the testimony?
Your Honor, please allow the witness to continue his testimony. Nothing is more pitiful than a lawyer who doesn't know when he's lost.
Very well, Mr. Butz. Please give your testimony, and be sure to include details like your radio!
Right, leave it to me. I wouldn't if there were any other way out of this, believe me.
Yeah, bro, tell me what you heard.
It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. That's why I was listening to an all-request show on the radio, see? I was listening to it like real booming loud. But I'm sure I heard that gunshot. I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it too.
Okay, that's actually important, so hold on.
You were listening to your radio at a high volume?
Yeah, what's the big problem? Can't a man listen to his radio in peace? Isn't it a free country? I truly believe Larry has no idea what the problem here is.
Judge, can you believe a word this witness says? What he heard was probably nothing more than a drumbeat from the radio.
True enough, it is difficult to believe this testimony.
Objection! Wait, Your Honor. The witness said he remembers exactly what the DJ said when he heard the gunshot.
Excuse me? DJ?
An announcer, the guy who says things on the radio. Anyway, what this means is when he heard the sound, no music was playing. The DJ only talks between songs, so he could have heard the gunshots from the lake. I'd like to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor.
Very well, Mr. Wright.
I can't believe I'm continuing this charade. Thank God I didn't have to tell him that. I didn't have to, like, explain that shit. Okay, but I know... What was the DJ saying?
Mr. Wright, please cease these pointless questions. What possible good could knowing what a radio DJ said do us?
Indeed, Mr. Von Karma has a point. I'll allow the question only if you see some reason why we should care.
We should care, Your Honor. Of course we should.
Why?
Well, how do you know if we don't ask him,
Fine, very well.
That's a fair point.
Mr. Butz, please testify to the court. What was the radio announcer saying when you heard the gunshot?
Wait. Just when she said, hey, it's almost Christmas, I heard the gunshot. Are you sure?
Of course I am. She had this real sexy voice.
Maybe Von Karma was right. I'm not sure how that helped us at all. This is the most ludicrous testimony I've ever heard, but there's one gleaming ray of hope in there. We gotta press it until we get to the bottom of what happened. I actually don't. Because I'm pretty sure if I just say it's almost Christmas. Let me save in case I fuck this up. I think I'm supposed to present this one. Yeah. Larry, are you absolutely sure what you're saying is correct?
Oh, what's with the face? You look scary, dude. Hey, if you're trying to scare me, you better know I don't scare that easily. Is something the matter, Mr. Wright?
Your Honor, did you hear what the witness just said? The DJ said, hey, it's almost Christmas, when he heard the gunshot.
Indeed. And?
Almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. Do you realize what this means? When he heard the gunshot, it was still Christmas Eve.
That would seem to be the case, yes.
But he should have heard the gunshot after midnight. The photograph is irrefutable proof of this fact. Let's see what the time of the photo was taken triggered by... Let's see what the time was on the photo taken when the gun triggered Miss Hart's camera. Fucking Christ, I know the judge said that.
12:25, 15 minutes! 15 minutes after midnight on Christmas Day!
This is a clear contradiction, Your Honor.
Order, order! What does this mean? The two prior witnesses heard gunshots after midnight. However, this witness says he heard a gunshot before midnight.
Judge, the answer is simple. The current witness is plainly mistaken. Just look at him. Suspicious.
What? Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think about Mr. Butz's claim he heard the gunshot before midnight?
Larry's not mistaken, Your Honor. He heard that gunshot before midnight.
Intriguing. I'm assuming you have evidence for this wild claim. Show me evidence there was a gunshot before midnight.
Look at this photo. Look at this photograph! Every time I do it makes me laugh. This was taken by our witness yesterday, Miss Lotta Hart, with her automatic camera. The timestamp on the photo reads 12:24, 11:50 p.m.
Oh? But there's nothing on the lake in this picture.
Your Honor, the real issue here is not why nothing's shown in this photograph. It's why this photograph exists at all.
What do you mean?
Your Honor, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. The camera was set to go off in response to loud noises.
Aha!
Correct. There was a loud noise in the lake at 11:50 p.m. That is why this photograph was taken. In other words, when Larry heard that gunshot, it was most definitely still Christmas Eve.
Indeed, that would seem that is the case. Then where does that leave us? Miss Hart testified she heard the gunshots after midnight. Are you claiming she was mistaken?
Not at all, Your Honor. It is a fact the camera also triggered 15 minutes after midnight. Your Honor, that night there were 2 sets of gunshots, with a 25-minute pause between them.
Why would this be?
Objection! Don't be fooled, Judge. That camera was set to respond to loud noises.
Yes?
There is no proof that the loud noise at 11:50 was a gunshot. Why, the witness could have sneezed, triggering the camera.
Hey, my nose was clear that night, man. Clear.
Mr. Wright, there's no turning back now. Can you prove the loud noise at 11:50 p.m. was a gunshot?
Can I? Can I? This is my evidence.
The murder weapon?
Something about this pistol was bothering me, Your Honor. Both of the witnesses who testified yesterday heard 2 gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. So when then was the last shot fired? Only now I've realized the truth. That 3rd shot was the shot Larry heard before midnight. I was trying to, use that so much the first time, when Lotta was testifying. I was jumping the gun on that, pun intended.
Order! Order! That would make sense of the evidence we've seen so far. However, this leaves me wondering exactly what did happen that night on the lake.
Exactly. If this is true, there were 2 sets of gunshots separated by 25 minutes. One at 11:50, another at 15 minutes after midnight. Why, I ask you, why?
Well, I better think of something quick. Wait a second. Gunshots separated by 25 minutes? Ah!
What's wrong, Nick?
I have it!
Huh?
Remember the case of the Steel Samurai?
Huh? Yeah, of course I remember.
The murderer in this case had the same idea as the murderer in that case.
What do you mean?
Maya!
Yes?
If we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edward's guilty verdict. I've got a hunch, and I'm gonna run with it.
Right. I mean, is this safe?
Safe? We've already gotten a guilty verdict. We have nothing to lose. You just watch and let me know if I say anything that sounds fishy, okay?
Right, Nick.
Your Honor,
Yes, Mr. Wright?
the testimony just now has cleared up this entire case.
What do you mean, Mr. Wright?
Tisk, tisk, tisk. So you finally realized the truth. There can be no other murderer here than Miles Edgeworth himself.
Wrong, Von Karma. A man was shot that night, but it wasn't Edgeworth who did the shooting.
Listen, rookie. Take a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of the murder, 1 boat was on that lake. This was shown by the witness's photograph. The defendant, Edgeworth, and the victim, Robert Hammond, were on that boat.
Damn.
There was a gunshot fired on that boat, and Robert Hammond fell into the lake. The distance of the shooting was 1 meter. It couldn't have been suicide. Well, the guilty party has to be the other man on that boat.
I admit, it is hard to imagine any other possibility.
Yes, but this assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight.
What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? We have photographic evidence at the time of the shooting. The timestamp on the photo says 15.
But Larry heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot on the lake. It's the only way Edgeworth could be innocent.
Mr. Wright, are you quite mad?
Explain who the 2 men on the boat are. It's, the murderer and Hammond. It was the murderer and Robert Hammond.
Objection. What are you saying?
That contradicts what you just told the court. You said Robert Hammond had been killed 25 minutes before this gunshot. Oh, shit. He admitted to being on the boat. Oh, I've definitely taken... Oh, fuck. That's fine. That's fine. That's my fault.
Alright, it's, Edgeworth and the murderer. I wasn't thinking. That's my bad. It's the end of the episode. I ran out of brain power. Of course it was Edgeworth and the murderer! After the murderer killed Robert Hammond in 1150, he assumed the guise of Mr. Hammond and met Edgeworth.
What? Are you serious?
Yes, Edgeworth won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Edgeworth to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Hammond's face that well. That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place.
I'm not sure what to make of all this.
Ludicrous.
Mr. Wright, tell us the name of the murderer then.
The murderer's name? Right, it's... Actually, I don't know the murderer's name.
You don't know?
Bah! Again, you waste my time. I don't know because he never told us. The murderer is the caretaker of the boat shop, that old man. In 1150, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond.
The caretaker of the boat shop? Well, where did he do this? There weren't any boats on the lake then.
Why would he have to go all the way out in the lake just to shoot someone? May I suggest that the real scene of the crime was not on a boat?
What? Now then, where did the murder take place?
Show the judge where the murder took place? Probably at the fucking boat rental shop. Here, of course, the boat shop where he lives. That way he can meet with the victim without anyone seeing. Do you have proof the boat shop was the scene of the crime? Recall Larry's testimony, if you will. That night, he was out in the lake in a boat, searching for something. He finds it and returns the boat. Then, just as he starts to head for home, he hears a gunshot. He heard a gunshot, Your Honor, even though he was wearing headphones at the time. In other words, the gunshot was very, very close by. And where would that be if he had just returned a boat?
The boat shop! Mr. Wright, what happened that night on Gourd Lake? Please tell the court from the beginning.
You actually have to wait and watch next episode to see what the fuck happened on the boat. Thank y'all for watching. I will see you next week.